But just from the little snippets I've heard, the amount of syllables you pack into everything, yo, it's nasty. It's ill. I didn't know you see. I was rocking with it. That's crazy.
Word. Hey, thank you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. So okay, I mean, that song is called "Sacred."
That's a tough one.
So what made you want to write that song, bro?
That was there. There was a lot. There's just a lot of stuff in that. You picked a song that's hard to pick apart because it's so abstract. Yeah. But a lot of it, that's
probably why I like it. So
right. But some people don't like that. They're like, you're like, some people are like, you gotta write songs like, that's more theological and it's teaching people. And I'm like, I write the way I write. That's just how I do it. If it's abstract a little bit, it's still gonna make sense somewhere or another. Like, I'm talking spiritual warfare. That's mostly what I do. A lot of my songs are just straight gospel. A lot of them just do that.
Yeah.
So that one is just talking about, just warfare, emotion, tongue. The tongue is a sword. It's just got a lot of things to pick apart in it. Like, I'd have to go like line by line with that. Yeah. But a lot of it just came out with my write, just straight from the head, and just kind of wrote through it how I was feeling and just the way that things are.
Like when you heard this instrumental, did it just like match how you felt, and like at that moment you just started writing? Or
see, the way I write is I don't write to beats.
Oh, okay.
Most people write the beats, and I can do that, and it comes out differently.
So okay. All right.
I write just without a beat. I write it because I can get it in my head, and I know exactly how it's gonna sound. So I know that the one count in my head, it helps me better. Like if I just write. So that beat I knew was dope, and I was like, it would fit. And so then I just leave the beat and don't play it, and then I write it. Then I write the song. Sometimes when they're like, sit down and write to a beat, it comes out totally different than if I just write it straight without any beat, music or nothing. So no, I didn't really put it together until it just came together.
I mean, well, it came out like
right.
I thought you wrote it to the beat.
Yeah, no.
Man, that's so on point. That's super dope.
Right. Sometimes it just works like that, and sometimes it just doesn't. It just worked out. I mean, to be honest with you, I would think that people wouldn't like that song.
Wow, really?
I'm always opposite of what people like. Like I'm like, keep it. I'm like, sacred. I'm like, don't play that one. Because it's just so I don't know what people like for some reason. I always think it's the opposite of what I think like people would like. But that's good, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I've definitely had stuff like that with mine. Like, I'll write a joint like, yo, this will be the one everybody's feeling. And it's not. And then the one that I didn't even think was all that, people are like, yo, that's my favorite song.
That's exactly that's exactly how it works. And I don't know why we picked the one that we think is gonna be like a knockout punch, and it's just it ain't.
I think for me, just as I've been rapping since like 2008. And basically all that time for the Lord. So most of my rapping has been as a Christian rapper. But since like 2017, I dropped my first project. That's when I really been consistently working on the craft and trying to grow and get better. And so one of the things for me is like I think a lot of times we as artists write with what we like in mind.
That's true.
And we kind of put that on everyone else. So if I'm really feeling it from my rap like fan perspective, like I love when rappers do this. This is going to be fire. Yeah. Not everyone thinks like me or like us. You know what I mean? So that's when it's always discouraging. Like, oh, I guess I'm weird and I like this lyrical stuff, and not everybody does. Like, or not everybody appreciates that that level of the art form. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I could listen to a rapper who maybe the song isn't that dope, but if dude's hitting crazy multi-syllables, I'm like, yo, did you hear what he did? But a lot of people aren't listening on that path. They're more like, I just want to vibe. I just want, you know what I mean?
Well, it's over them. There's a lot of stuff that's over, when you get into patterns. Right. I always, that new word, the multisyllab.
Yeah, multisyllabic.
That's new to me. Like that's a new word to me that I've seen people using, and we used to use. I was known in the underground scene for patterns. They would be. I had a rapper named Idea. You ever heard of me?
Oh, yep.
Okay, he was one of my best friends.
Wow.
And he has a song on his album where he says, "I used to go by the name No Name, and I rapped. I wasn't really a Christian rapper, but I still put God in it, but I was totally secular." He's a song in it where he goes, "Peace to No Name, weaving patterns that'll leave them lost." So they knew me for writing like that type of what's the new word?
Multisyllabic. Yeah.
They knew me like, and I'm like, why would you say that? Idea? Like you're like crazy insane with everything you do. But he played it for me at his house, and he was like, wait, listen. And he played it, and I was like, oh no, you shot me out your song.
Yeah.
So I always try to like jump over people's like heads with just going crazy with that type of pattern writing style, to the point of sometimes I went too far because people wouldn't catch it anymore. It'd be way too far over the and I still do that a little bit because then it's I put it like this: you ever watch a fan like a fan like blowing on you? You watch it, and when it's slowing down, it looks like it's going backwards. But if it's going fast, that's what we're doing. That to them, it looks like it's going backwards, but it's not. It's just going so fast that you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like only the people that write like that, like us, like real lyricists, will catch it and be like, "Oh, did you hear that?" Right. It's only real dudes that know what's going on in the complexity of writing like that can understand that type of stuff. So I used to try to make sense of putting words together that were patterns and think about the people that didn't understand patterns and make sure it made sense. So I'd put punchlines in it. So I do 2 P's, patterns and punchlines. That was like my one thing that I would do, and I don't do that much now. I'm just kind of just doing gospel and patterns. Right.
So, then y'all CIPLE.
Yeah, I think and I think because like there's a song I heard the other day. I don't even really remember what it was, but I the minute it came on, I was like, I'm gonna need to listen to this a bunch of times to catch it all. Like just the way dude was rapping from the start, I was like, I know I'm gonna have to play this a bunch of times to catch it. Yeah. Especially because if you listen with like a lyricist's ear, like for me, I'll listen to a song if it's lyrical. I'll listen to it multiple times before I actually hear the words, because I'm so listening to the patterns, like you said. That's what I'm listening to first and foremost. Wow, really? My scheme is crazy. Yeah. And like I can listen multiple times before I really am listening to the words. Like, wait, what's he saying? Because my mind is just hearing dop and the pop top and the pop pop tack and the pop pop and the pop tack. That's what I'm listening for, is the sound of all the rhyming. Like I'm not even like catching the content right away necessarily. Yep.
That's what we do. We listen for that piece, right? And then we're like waiting for, he did it. Yeah. You know
and this is what. So then, because then for me, what I've been trying to do now is, because my earliest stuff for sure was like scheme, patterns as much as possible. But just realizing, like, again, it's only that select few of people that listen to that kind of hip hop that really are going to catch that. Yeah. And I felt like sometimes the things I wanted to communicate would fly over people's heads because they're just like, what are you? I was trying to rhyme so much, I wasn't able to communicate as clearly as I wanted to for people to really hear what I was saying. Yeah. So I think there is a degree to which I've dumbed down how much I pack the syllables in. Yeah. It depends. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you get the song where the beat is like, I have to write like that. Yeah. And then sometimes I'm like, man, I really want people to hear this song and like really catch what's going on. So like I might not be as lyrical, and I don't know. That's a wrestle. That's stuff that I'm working through now as I write new material. And
you know what though? Don't even do. I would say don't even do it. Don't even dumb it down. Yeah. Just try to see if you can fit. It makes it even more hard to write, but you get used to it. Is that make it make sense, but do the craziness, because I dumbed it down when I made that Wraith album, and I just don't like that album. I don't like it. I don't care if people hear me say I don't like that album. Right. Because I dumbed it down because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go a little simpler, so I can write it a little whatever. And that's why I made a mixtape, and I was like, you know what, nah. I'm like, I'm showing off. I'm gonna show what I do, and so I did all that pattern. I did a lot of showing off, and because that Wraith album was like 8 bars twice. That's it. I shorten all. We should all shorten our songs down because the attention span of people is gone. So I made sure I jumped in right away. 8 bars, hook, 8 bars, hook, done. 2-minute songs, just like that, right? And it was a little simpler. So on my mixtape, because it's a mixtape, I'm like, I'm just gonna rap until 3 minutes in or 2 minutes in, and just write whatever I want, just go patterns and kind of show off how I really write and how I really used to be and how I really used to do it.
I think a lot of dudes will do that with their mixtapes, and then because there's certain, and that's like killed certain rappers' albums for me, because they start with mixtapes and they this is a beast, and then they drop the album where they're trying to have more like commercial appeal, and so it doesn't sound like all the stuff they put out previously that I loved. It's like, their albums are weak. Like this dude can really rap, and everything he's done on the mixtapes is incredible. But then when you do the album, you're like, this ain't that, and I lost interest.
You know what? I have a question for you guys as a fan. It's true. Someone who's not a musician at all. There's like,
my man, we like geeking out.
No. This is crazy because I'm hearing you guys. I'm like, there's a real science behind what you guys do. It's not just. Yeah. It's not just a basic like, you know what, guys, I'm gonna write a poem and rap about. It gets deep. So when you guys make music, do you guys make it for fans or do you make it for other lyricists or other MCs, like just